Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. Today we are going to talk about Mr. Should we call him Mr. Erdogan. Erdogan is a very special character in the history of Turkey. However, he is not different from the previous Turkish. All of them, they have the dream of controlling other nations, and they work hard to suck the blood of other nations, including the Muslim themselves, using Islam as a method or a tool or an excuse to be in charge. Through centuries, the Turkish, they were able to control the Arab world, and those Arab, because they are potatoes, as long you are a Muslim, they don't complain, even if you rape their women, even if you take their money, even if you suck the blood of from their nerves. As long you just say you are a Muslim, it's fine. And this is the case always in this part of the world. As an example, in Egypt, the Albanian Muslims, just because they are Muslims, they were able to rule Egypt for more than 1,000 years. And not even one Egyptian complained, for a very simple reason. They are Muslims. Even though those Albanian, they torture them, they rape them, they treat them as trash, still it's okay. When the French occupy Egypt for maybe about the British, and then the French occupied Syria and Lebanon and Algeria, etc., during the Second World War, the Muslims were so upset because those are the kuffar, and they did their best to get rid of them. Even though the French is the first one who bring them printing machines, open schools, and open real education in those countries, when they used to be high, at that time they are beyond imagination how like behind time they are. There's no schools, there's no universities, and some they will say to you, the first, the oldest university in the world is an Islamic university. This is a big fat lie. Even those scholars, the Muslims, they are so proud about, and they call them Arab, most of them, they are not even Muslims, and many of them, either they are Christian or Sabian or even Zerdisht, but yet they claim that they are Muslims. Ibn Khaldun, he said that Arab are savage, and he's talking about the Arab, his own kind, as people who he is coming from. He described them as savage people who they are willing to burn a palace or a library full of books to use the books for cooking. And I'm sure Ibn Khaldun, he know better than me at that time about his people. Now Erdogan, he was trying to play a dirty game, and until now he's playing the game, destroying Syria, and the purpose is to make the Muslim Brotherhood under his command control Syria, Jordan, Egypt, and all the way to Libya, and they are arming all the terrorists in those territories. Now this idiot, he made a mistake, and he played with the one you should not play with, and that was Putin. If you remember, when the Turkish, they shut down a Russian airplane, now right away Erdogan at that day, he ran between the legs of Obama asking for protection, because you know that this is Russia, and Turkey is no match whatsoever for what Russia can do. However, Putin is a lot smarter than going for war just for that reason. And Putin, he want things to happen in return, I mean as a penalty for what the Turkish done. The Turkish president, he thought that European and American, they are going to protect him forever, and they will feed him, and they will give him yummy and yum for the coming centuries. But he was very wrong. The American are giving up on him. The European, they will not allow him to join European Union, and Turkey have no hope. Just Sarkozy 2 days ago, he said Turkish have no place in the European Union, and foreigners, and he meant Turkish, you should stay out. So he's losing hope regarding this, and the economy of Turkey is really under big threat. Actually, it's not under threat, it is already getting destroyed. And this is one of the main reasons made the Turkish foolish man agree to start a new relationship with Israel. And just a week ago, he allowed the Israeli to open an embassy in Istanbul. Those are the Israeli who they are depressing the Palestinian Muslims, and supposedly Erdogan is going to free Palestine from the Jews. Here we go, he is coming like a puppy to Israel. But this is not because the Israeli are smart. This is all is done by the hand of Putin. If not Putin, Erdogan would love to destroy Israel. But Putin, he made this man shrink to the size of a mosquito, and now because his economy is dying, he sent the letters and sent one of his ministers to Putin apologizing and kissing the shoes and asking for forgiveness. And not only this, Putin, he put the conditions that if Erdogan wanna have a relationship with Russia again, he have to pay the jizya. And the jizya is, you have to pay for every penny we spend in Syria war, which is we lost because of you, which means the airplane, the soldier, etc. And you have to give us everyone who was partner of the killing of the Russian soldiers or the Russian jet fighter command. Erdogan at that time, he said, over my dead body, I will never do that. Today he is saying, sure, I will do that, just forgive me. In the top of that, Putin still is not convinced after all the apologizing from Erdogan. And soon Erdogan, next week, he is going to call Putin and ask him for real forgiveness by his voice, because Putin did not just accept the letter. He want Erdogan to call and ask for forgiveness and mercy from Caesar Putin. And he want to be sure that all the jizya is going to be paid in full, and then, maybe then, Russia is going to forgive Turkey. Now, this is a president you want to have in your country. This is the one who can make you proud to be part of his country. That is Putin. You like him, you don't like him. This guy who took his country was in the stage of collapse. Economy, security, you name it. And since he take his country, or took over his country became one of the most powerful again. This is what good leaders can do. Some people, they might hate this guy. Some people, they spread a lot of lies about him. I hear in America a lot of lies about Putin, saying Putin is our enemy, etc. You name it. You see, because he is strong, he is called those names. Because he's strong, many they are trying to say he is an enemy because he's scary for them, for they are evil, not for he is evil. Russian, they never try to take over America. Never. It's a big fat lie. If you want to say Soviet Union, well, you have a history where you are trying to take over the Soviet Union too. And until now, Western, they keep going doing conspiracy against Russia, starting from Georgia, east of Europe countries, one by one. They are dragging them into European Union, making them, seducing them by jobs, by opportunity, be part of European Union, to make Russia lose the ground. And this is what they did in Bosnia. They took the side of the Muslims against the Serbian, who they are very close friends to the Russian. And in fact, the whole idea is to make Russia weaker, because those are very close friends to the Russian. And then taking Romania in, and Poland in, and etc. And then they promise Georgia, if you go in war, we will support you. And the stupid Georgian, sadly, they believe the West, and they go in war with the Russian, which did not take even 6 hours. And the Russian army was, you know what will happen, like how small Georgia, and we are talking about Russia, who can destroy the NATO in less than 24 hours. So Putin, he is a man protecting his nation. And it's so clear that the West is working hard to hurt Russia. It is the West who is creating chaos in Ukraine. Ukraine is in the border of Russia, not in the border of France. It's not in the border of America, so it's obvious who is the one getting close and do harassment. It's not the Russian who is making a base in the corner of USA. It is the opposite. Simply, what the West plan is, they want to drag your attention from the danger of Islam and make the danger of Islam is about the danger of Russia, so you forget about Islam and Muslims. And this is why in a certain time Fox News was focusing 100% on how we should respond to Russia, as if Russia is going to go with us in war tomorrow, when all of us we know that Russia and they will never do that, because there is no winner in this war. Both sides will destroy each other. Actually, they will destroy the whole earth. So the naive ones, they believe what they hear on TV, that Russian is an enemy, Russian can be our best of friends, and they don't want to be our enemy, and they are not communist no more. This is a Christian nation, whatever you want to name it. Isn't it better if we have the Russian in our side, so both we can fight those filthy terrorists who they are a threat for all of us? Or we spend our money and our resource to kill each other? Are we going to repeat the War 1-2 and the Second War 2, which is nothing but a mistake in the history of mankind because of the greed of the Western? So be careful about finding the true enemy. The true enemy is not Russia. The true enemy is someone like Erdogan, who is #1 sponsor for terrorism in Syria. All the terrorists and all the equipment and all the weapon and all the fighters and all the money is coming through Turkey. It's not a secret, everybody know it. Even the vice president Joe Biden, he said it clearly in one of his speeches, you can search it on YouTube, that the one who armed the terrorists is the friends of USA, and he named specifically Turkey and Qatar and Saudi Arabia and Emirates. Those are the real terrorists and those are the real enemies, but yet we believe that they are our friends. That is the most foolish, stupid something you can hear about a friendship with those who hate us to death, those who follow Muhammad and they believe that every infidel should be killed. So I want to say to Mr. Putin, you made us proud. You brought Erdogan to your feet and let him kiss it. But if I am you, I will put a condition, one more condition in Turkey, to close their borders on all the terrorists and no more smuggling of weapons and fighters, and then you might go and have a business or relationship with the Turkish, which their economy is in the stage of collapse. This is why Erdogan is kissing the shoes of the Jews today, Israel and Putin and everybody, because simply they are dying. The economy of Turkey is dead. If the Russian did not accept this apology, Turkey might collapse in the coming 6 months, not the coming 6 years. The fruits in Turkey, nobody is buying it. The vegetables of Turkey, nobody is taking it. Farmers are so desperate. Manufacturers, their goods, nobody buying it. And all of this happened because Erdogan, he decided to play a dirty game with the Russian. And when the Russian say, Erdogan must obey. Thank you, and we hope to see and hear better news in the coming few days. God bless.